I'm sure you know that our brains change as we age, but did you know that there are specific lifestyle choices that are going to influence the future condition of your brain? Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory challenges, and I help you to stay sharp so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As a public school teacher for over 30 years, I had my students' futures in mind when I taught them, okay? I wanted to make sure that they were prepared for what lay ahead. They're ready for their future. So I had to help them develop certain skills and habits that they'll need later in life. Okay, so that was part one of my goals. Okay, did you catch my last video? A couple of weeks ago, I did a video on taking charge when it comes to your brain. And that's still on my Facebook page. It's still on my YouTube channel. So if you didn't check it out, it's a short video. You can check it out. But today, I want to go a little deeper and specifically talk about taking better care of your brain by focusing on neuroplasticity. Okay, long word, neuroplasticity. Okay, so what is that? Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to rewire itself, to adapt itself, okay, as things happen and as you age, so that it can take a licking and keep on ticking. That's what you want your brain to do. That's what I want my brain to do, okay? Take a licking and keep on ticking, okay? And here's the deal. It's not necessarily the number of neurons, which we call brain cells, the number of neurons that you have in your brain, as much as it's the number of connecting pathways that you have in your brain, okay? Here's an example. All right. Say you're trying to get out of town, all right, and you know the way to get out of town, all right. But most people go the same way maybe to get out of town. However, if you know several different ways to get out of Dodge, if something happens to that main road that everybody's going on, if something happens, it gets jammed or blocked or whatever, you okay, because you guess what? You got another way to get out. That's what you want with your brain. You want so many different connections, all right? And you can have trillions of connections, so many different connections that if one neuron atrophies or gets damaged or whatever, it's okay, because your brain can just go another route and you can retrieve that same information another way, okay? So that's what you want with a healthy brain. And guess what, guys? The ability to rewire and to adapt itself, that continues throughout your lifespan, okay? So you're always able to turn that up a notch, okay, and make that thing happen more, increasingly more, even as you age, okay? So we're talking about being active and being vibrant all of our life, even into our 80s and 90s. That's what we want, guys. At least that's what I want. Okay, so there's some specific things you can do on a regular basis to create more connections, and so therefore have a sharper brain. Okay, so that's what we're going to get into tonight. Okay, number one, move your body. I know sometimes people get tired of me saying that. Move your body. But that's something you have got to do. Moving your body is not only good for your body, it is good for your brain. It's what your brain needs, what it thrives on. Okay, if you're moving your body, okay, you're actually producing brain fertilizer. They call it brain fertilizer. It's a BDNF that helps build more cells, more brain cells, more neurons. You're creating and producing that through exercise, through moving that body. You are also reducing your stress through exercise, moving your body. You also make your brain stronger and you make it operate faster, okay? So move that body. Also, we talk sometimes about your brain shrinking with age, okay? if you're exercising, there's less of that shrinkage going on, especially in your memory center, the hippocampus, especially there where you need those memories to stay intact. Less shrinkage going on when you are exercising, when you're moving your body. Okay, so you know they recommend what you do. You know that 150 minutes aerobics, some type of aerobic movement, all right, 150 minutes and at least 2 sessions of strength training every week, okay? And that's a minimum, guys. Minimum, the least you're able to get away with doing, okay? Every week you need to do some kind of aerobics, some kind of strengthening. You know, in our other videos we talked about actually the 5 kinds for your brain, but those 2 are minimum that you should be doing. Okay, so it's never too late to start, so get it happening. Okay, number 2 is sleep. And some experts say that sleep is the most powerful way to have a better mood, okay, to have a better memory, and to have better healing, is to get sufficient sleep, okay? And sleep problems are common, but they're not inevitable. You don't have to have, as you get older, you don't have to develop speech problems or sleep problems. Okay, so what does sleep do? Regulates the mood, like we talked about. It also cleans and clears out the mind. Okay, it also repairs your brain. So those are excellent reasons why you want to make sure you get in and out a lot of sleep. And a lot of quality sleep depends on what you're doing during the day, what you're doing in the evening, what you're doing when it's time to get into bed, and also your bedroom environment, what that looks like, and the things you're doing and not doing regarding those. Those things have a lot to do with the quality of sleep that you end up getting. Okay, so sleep is number 2. Number 3. Oh, let me say about naps before I forget. Napping, because you know a lot of people do nap. And I take some naps too. Sometimes I nap as well. And napping is good as long as it doesn't interfere with your nighttime sleep. Okay, so in order for it to not interfere, they recommend that you do your napping between noon and 3 p.m., okay? And they recommend that you take short naps, less than 30 minutes, okay? So that's the recommendations. You do you, but you don't want it to interfere with your ability to have good sleep that night, okay? So that's the main thing. All right, number 3, what you eat. And y'all know that what you eat has a lot to do with your brain. So we're talking about protecting your brain by eating things that will help your brain, and by not eating things that hurt your brain. It's a two-way street, guys. You can't just eat everything. You got to be selective. You want to eat some things that are good for your brain and stop eating those things that are not good for your brain. You know what those are, okay? All right. The other part of it, though, is your gut, because your gut is your second brain, right? Right. You got to feed those house guests. They living in you. They need food. You be a good host or hostess, and you feed them things that they would like to eat, just like you do when people come over your house. You don't feed them things you know they don't like. You're looking for things that you think they will like to eat. Same thing with your gut. You're going to feed them things that they would like to eat. Okay, all right, so what you eat. Number 4 is to stay engaged. And I keep on expanding this part, guys. Started out with 3 sections of engagement. Now I have 5, but anyway, who's counting? Okay, so staying engaged. We're talking about physical engagement, and that's movement. Good for your brain. You need to engage with that stuff. Good for your brain physically. We're also talking about mentally, all right? Most people know a little bit about mentally, but mentally involves a whole lot more than just your crossword puzzles and your word search stuff, okay? Mentally, we're talking about curiosity and discovery, having aha moments. Ooh, didn't know that. Oh, wow. Who knew? Discovery moments, curiosity moments, okay? We're also talking about problem solving, fixing things, figuring things out, all right? We're talking about new skills, learning new skills, learning new languages, learning new skills, having new experiences. We're talking that what happens with travel and all of those kind of things. Okay, new experiences. And also novelty. Novelty, doing something unexpected, doing something spontaneous, moving out of your comfort zone. Yeah, get up on there, get up and do that karaoke thing on stage with the folk. Do something that you wouldn't normally do. It's going to move you out of your comfort zone. that is helping your brain thrive and make new connections, okay? Eat that new food, try this new whatever, learn that dance, whatever, okay? We can go on, okay? So that has to all do with mentally, okay? So we have the physically, we have the mentally, we have spiritually, talking about prayer, meditation, okay? That has been shown to be beneficial and very, very, very helpful for you, okay? So if you don't, get on it. Make that regular prayer, meditation stuff going on with your life, okay? Socially, social interactions and social connections. Be connected with people. Even after you retire, you want to stay connected with people. Join something, volunteer for something, get involved in something, stay connected. Even if, Lord forbid, we have another shutdown or whatever, get on that internet, on that phone, or whatever you need to do, and stay connected with people, okay? All right, and so the last one that I have here is purposefully. That's the newest one I've added, guys. Purpose, have a purpose, okay? So we're talking about contributing. Once again, research is showing that when you are contributing to your family, to your neighborhood, to your community, to the society, it is engaging your brain, and you do benefit from it. It is a two-way win-win situation when you are having a purpose, okay? So find a way to pay it forward, okay? Help out, help a brother, help a sister out. Find a way to offer up what God's put inside of you, okay? So purposeful, okay? Now, the last one I have here is avoiding pollutants. Okay, so we know about pollutants. We talked about the food contaminations. Okay, you should stay away from all of that. We're not going to get into that tonight. Food contaminants, things that poison your brain. Okay, environmental pollutants, air pollutants, those kind of things that damage your brain. Drugs. Okay, some of you may be on medication, but you want to be careful that you're not, indulging in things you shouldn't be indulging in, or doing something that's going to be detrimental, overindulging, or whatever the deal is, alcohol, whatever. Drugs, okay, can be detrimental for your brain. Man-made electromagnetic fields, okay? If you excessive use of, you know what I'm talking about, wireless stuff, smartphone stuff, cell phone, all that kind of stuff. Do not get carried away, and there's a whole lot of stuff coming out about that in kids and people in general, but especially children, okay? But you need to back off it as well. Do not get into that habit where you stand on the phone, you're staying on the cell phone, everything is smartphone, whatever. Back away. You don't want to do that excessively. Also, household products, personal care products, they have poisons, pollutants, and things in there that you need to be aware of. So that's another thing that you want to do. Avoid pollutants when and where you can. Okay, and guys, guess what? Did you know that my Partners Club focuses on these things, guys? That's why I'm here, to help you out. I know some of you are saying, I can do it myself. I know about that, whatever. And maybe you too, and maybe you can, but here's my question. Are you doing it? Will you do it? Just say you're going to do it. Will you do it? Yeah, will you do it? Also, how well will you do it? And how long will you keep it up? Can you sustain yourself doing that on your own without any help? I don't want to say you can't, because I don't know you that well, but a lot of us need support, and that's what the Partners Club is about. So hit up my website, keepyourbrainsharp.com, and go to my Partners Club page. It'll talk about the Partners Club, and see how easy it is to get going and how inexpensive it is to become a part, okay? Because your brain's destiny is in your hands.